So this last graph you can see there is a depletion region. So there is a constant flow of electrons from source terminal to drain terminal under pinch off condition. This region what you are seeing, it doesn't block everything, electron movement from source to drain, but there is a constant flow of electrons from source terminal to the ground terminal. Though we have not showed here power supply, but we need to apply VDS here. But only thing is VGS is more negative. Okay, so but there is a VDS applied here. You can see this is ground, and we have connect here a VDS. Okay, so this is there is a VDS applied here, and now you can see the electron will flow will takes place here like this. This is the direction of electron, and since there is uh, no channel region, complete channel region is occupied by the depletion region. So this is the depletion region we have shown here. You can see this is all blue color stuff here. What you see is a depletion region. Okay, so now this depletion region allows constant movement of charge carriers from source terminal to drain terminal. So therefore this drain current becomes almost constant. Okay, current flows from drain to source, electrons flow from source terminal to drain terminal. Okay, so this current becomes almost constant. So we call this as a constant current source. Okay, so constant CCS, shortly you can call as CCS, constant current. The reason for calling this as a constant current source is because even further, once this depletion region is occupies the entire channel, even if you vary this VDS, this drain current is not going to increase because of the entire channel is filled by this depletion region. Okay, so current becomes almost constant. The rate of electron movement from source to drain, that becomes constant. Okay, so increase in this VDS, okay, further beyond the value, okay, beyond this a large value, so doesn't make any sense to the drain current here. So drain current becomes almost a constant. Therefore, it is this situation can be called as constant current source. This even can be established another way. We will see that in today's class. So this is a graph which shows for different values of VGS. We started with gate source voltage as 0, minus V1, I mean negative gate source voltage, more negative gate source voltage. As you can see here, when you increase gate source voltage, when decrease gate source voltage, slope keeps decreasing, and drain current also keeps decreasing. Okay, so increase in VDS doesn't make any sense here. You can see that it becomes almost like a constant. Very small amount of current flows here. That's why the curve is exactly lying on the x-axis. Okay, with that, let us move to the next diagrams here. You can see these diagrams. This is the condition. Here you can see one observation you can make is VGS is kept as 0. VGS is 0. Okay, both side we made VGS as 0. And now we apply drain source voltage. So here there is a positive drain source voltage. Okay, so there is a supply here. Okay, so this is VDS. For small VDS, we will see different situations here. Let us start with the small drain source voltage for VGS is equal to 0. This situation is exactly same as the one you see here with VGS 0, small VDS applied. The same situation we have come across here also. Okay, but now we will see further what is going to happen when the VGS is retained as 0 volts, but drain source voltage is increased. Okay, so here the drain source voltage is going to be very small. Okay, small drain source region. So you can observe some linearity in the characteristics here. You can see that for small drain source voltage, some linearity the device is exhibiting. Okay, so this is linear. It follows Ohm's law. Okay, so this is linear for small VDS only. Okay, suppose this is going to be the VDS. So for this amount of VDS, okay, so this device, current keeps increasing. Okay, for only small VDS it keeps increasing. But beyond, we will see what is going to happen when you go for larger VDS. So this x-axis is a drain source voltage. It's variable starting from 0 volts to higher voltage, and the corresponding drain current is plotted along y-axis, and this is for VGS is equal to 0. All these graphs are plotted with gate source voltage as 0. Okay, so with VGS 0, small VDS applied, there is a linearity in the graph. Okay, so this follows Ohm's law. Okay, Ohm's law. Okay, so voltage and current are proportional to each other. That's what you observe in this characteristic. Okay, now let us see second situation here. In this, again VGS is maintained constant, which is 0 in this case. We retained the same scenario situation from this to this. There is no change with VGS. But look at now VDS. It's not small now. We have raised this VDS to little higher value. Okay, suppose if I say here with say I may go from 1 to say 2 volts here. Okay, but here I may go from 2 to 5 volts range. Okay, this is again VDS. Okay, with reference to ground. Remember, ground is source. So this is the ground. Source is grounded. So therefore, here this is connected to this point only. Okay, so this is source only in fact. So we apply voltage between the drain here and the source here. So that's why this is VDS. Okay, even this also VGS. So VGS means we apply voltage between gate here and source. Gate here and source. So to avoid the conflict, we combine these two gates and make a common gate. Okay, you can do this connection something like this. Okay, so you can join these two gates and apply common VGS now. Okay, this is a VGS. Okay, so this is VGS. Now in this case VGS is 0. Okay, let us see now what happens for the increase in the drain source voltage. Okay, so now you can see what is happening here within the channel region. So you should observe the channel region here. So here as for small VDS, okay, some say 0 to all the way up to 2 volts, you don't see any change in the channel region. Channel region is almost constant from source side to drain side. This is channel region, which is gray color stuff. What you see is channel. Okay, so there is no change. There are no changes. Conductance remains constant here. There are no changes, and resistance also it is constant here. Okay, so you can say here this is most important in the channel or channel resistance. It is going to be constant. Okay, this follows Ohm's law, right? So therefore resistance is a constant like Ohm's law. Okay, next if you see this diagram here, when VDS is increased, say this is from all the way from 0 to because already 0 to 2 we have seen. Let us now write this voltage specific to 2 to say 5 volts. Now in this range, if you apply drain source voltage, now you can see what is happening here in the channel region here. The channel which is or depletion region, which is towards drain region here, you can see there is a increase in the depletion region here. Same thing you can observe in the bottom also. So there is a increase in the depletion region. What may be the reason for increase in the depletion region? Anybody has answer for this? Just like here, the depletion region is not a constant. The moment you keep raising this drain source voltage, okay, you see the changes in the depletion region specifically towards drain side. You don't see that in source side. Source side you can see which is almost the same as this. Okay, the depletion region has not changed towards source side, but there is a change in depletion region towards drain side here. There is an increase in the depletion region. Okay, any answers you have for this? Just think about this. No answer. Just look at the hint, what we have said before in this diagram. You can see here. You can see here. What is happening to the PN junction here? Let's you observe it. Okay, on source side there are no infinite PN junctions surrounding this P plus region here. Okay, and you now look at what happens to the PN junction towards source side, what happens to PN junction towards drain side. Look at that in this diagram also. Okay, so let us write a small diode. Okay, so you will understand better what will happen to this diode which is here, what will happen to the diode which is at the exactly at mid, what will happen to the diode which is at the drain side. Now see, among these three diodes what I have written shown here, which one is going to become more reverse biased? Because the condition here is gate source voltage is maintained 0 and drain source voltage is increased. Okay, it's not small. Okay, it's increased. Okay, so you have seen here drain source voltage has increased here. Look at here this particular diode. Okay, so already this P region, P plus region, what you are seeing here, it is maintained at 0 volts. It's like this. Suppose if you have a diode here. Okay, diode. Okay, this is a P type. Okay, so P region we have maintained at 0 volts, that is going to be the gate, and drain region is, you can see we are increasing the voltage at this point from 2 to 5 volts. So this has gone from 2 all the way to 5 volts. Now see what will happen to the depletion region of this. Naturally depletion region increases, right, because of it becomes reverse bias, 0 at one side and more positive voltage at other side. So that means diode which you are seeing here, depletion region what you are seeing here, due to the diode getting reverse biased, so depletion region keeps increasing here. Okay, it doesn't increase at the source side. Reason is, so source is also maintained at this is what I'm talking is a diode at okay, diode at drain terminal, drain region. Similarly, if you look at the diode at source, so it's almost 0 volts at both the sides. You can see if I write a diode here at source, so this is going to be the source and this is going to be the drain. Similarly, source and drain, so this is 0 volts here, and drain is also what you see. Okay, the PN junction here, it's not source and drain in this case. So this is a gate, this is going to be the source, gate and source. Okay, so one side is anode side is a gate. Let me write it here. Okay, so this is a gate and this is going to be the source. Both are at 0 volts. Now you can see among these two things, the one which is okay, at drain and source and drain, this is more reverse biased. So here we have a 2 to 5 volts, so this is reverse biased. So what you can see here is larger depletion region, because this is more reverse biased, more reverse biased. Okay, but here in this case it's not at all biased, because there is 0 volts at gate and 0 volts at source. Okay, so I can say no bias, so depletion region remains constant in that region. Okay, so that's what you are observing here. Okay, it remains constant as you are seeing here, there is no change. But look at here, the region here, the channel region here, as blocked by this depletion region. Okay, you can see here this is a channel region is blocked by depletion region. because of diode becomes more reverse bias. Okay. Now what happens to this resistance now? When channel region is blocked by the depletion region, what will happen to resistance? So naturally the resistance at the drain side keeps increases. Okay, let us see that now. Our channel resistance, not entire channel resistance, at the drain side increases, right? Now see further, this is for nominal drain source voltage what we have seen. So now you observe the characteristics here. Here we have seen for small drain source voltage. This is case 1, first case what you have seen, linear region. So this is linear. Now beyond that you are increasing now. Now see what happens here. Up to some point it current rises, drain current rises. You can see that is shown in dotted lines here. Beyond that what is happening here? So drain current is becoming almost constant, right? Okay, so here this space charge region is blocking this charge carriers here, electron from source to drain here. So that's why this current is, the slope has, bending started here, slope, decreased here. So slope is dropping here, slope decreases, and the resistance in the channel region keeps increases. R channel increases, so therefore current becomes almost constant. So you are seeing current remains constant here in this level. Okay, so because this changes the channel resistance. Okay, so drain source voltage. Now let us look at last condition here. With same VGS is maintained as 0. Again, there are no changes with reference to gate source voltage. VGS is maintained 0. Now see, we have increased further drain source voltage beyond, let us say 5 to 10 here. Okay, now see what is going to happen. This is range is, let us say 5 volts to 10 volts. Okay, so this is a range. We are increasing drain source voltage. This is drain source voltage VDS, and this is a graph of ID increasing. Okay, so you can see here this is first case where current and voltage VDS. This is for small VDS. This is VDS small. This is medium VDS. So VDS medium level. This is for VDS large. We have seen all three cases separately. VDS large. Now for large VDS, you can see the current is going to become almost like a constant. Current is not increasing beyond this limit. The reason for current becoming constant is because channel region is completely blocked by the depletion region here. The diode here, what we have shown here, that becomes further more reverse biased, and the depletion region from the upper gate and the bottom gate just overlaps. Okay, so exactly this it meets. This is also called as a pinch off. Okay, so when it meets this is a pinch off. Okay, pinch off. It exactly meets and this point, and it blocks the current. Okay, from charge carriers from source to drain, and current also blocks moving from drain to source. So here also we have a voltage, DC voltage VDS. Okay, so this is for large value of VDS. So this is say 5 to 10. So this is VDS. Okay, so this is what happens in with reference to large VDS, keeping VGS as a constant. Okay, so this region is called as saturation region. Okay, so where the current becomes constant, the VDS value, even further if you increase VDS, the drain current is not going to increase. So current is going to become constant. So this VDS at which current becomes constant is called as a VDS sat, saturation VDS sat. For some value of VDS equals VDS sat, ID becomes constant. So this is called saturation, drain source saturation voltage. So that you can even conduct experiment, by taking JFET, and if you conduct an experiment like this, you will get to know where the current becomes constant for which value of VDS. Start applying the VDS, and for some value of VDS, keeping VGS as 0. This is for VGS as 0, and you have to take n channel JFET here. With n channel JFET, VGS is kept 0 and VDS is increased. Start varying from 0 volts all the way 1, 2 in steps of 1 volt, go all the way up to 10 volts, and see that for some voltage current will not increase further, it becomes constant. So that voltage is called as drain source saturation voltage, and this current at which it becomes constant is called saturation current. Okay, so this is most important for the JFET. Okay, like in BJT we discussed about different operation, region of operation, active region, cutoff region, saturation region. Just like even in FET also we have those 3 regions. So here right now we are discussing about saturation region. Okay, now you understood what is saturation region. Okay, in the characteristics we have shown that the drain source voltage for which the drain current becomes constant is called saturation region. So this is saturation region, it is clearly shown in the graph. Okay, so saturation region is most important. Okay, anybody knows what application we use FET here in saturation region? Just like in BJT we mentioned that active region is used for amplifier, active region of operation. So this is for BJT. For BJT, active region is used for amplifiers. We can use BJT as an amplifier, but in saturation cutoff, in saturation region BJT will act like an on switch, in cutoff region BJT will act like an off switch. So these are the switch applications of BJT. Now look at here, it is a little bit different in FET. Already we have discussed what is saturation region. Now this constant current, okay, where that flows in the FET, so this can be used for amplification. Remember, this is quite different than the BJT. Okay, so BJT you can use as an amplifier when it is operated in the active region. Okay, so this active region, when it is operated, this can be used as an amplifier. But saturation region, cutoff region, saturation region BJT will act like an on switch, and in cutoff region it will act like an off switch. Okay, this can be varied by varying the base current. But here look at this, saturation region for FET is used for amplifiers. This is what differentiating factor. Okay, amplifier. So when you want to use the FET for as an amplifier, we need to operate under saturation region, this region of operation what you are seeing. So FET must be operated here in this range. Okay. Now you know what is saturation region. So how do you maintain FET in saturation? Just you have to identify for some value of VDS, current becomes constant, drain current becomes constant. You have to fix the VGS, you should not vary VGS. Say VGS is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3, something like that. Okay. Don't go more negative. If you go more negative, FET may enter into cutoff region. Okay, so therefore you maintain VGS with 0 and a positive value, since this is going to be an N channel. With 0 volts or 1 volt or 2 volt like that, if you go for higher value of VGS, the curve will be above like this. It will be same curve, it moves above. Okay, so for here for VGS is equal to 0, and if you keep varying VDS, so at some point of drain source voltage, the current becomes constant almost. That is going to be the saturation region. Now here if you apply a weak AC signal as an input for this JFET, so that becomes an amplified signal, that's the output. So in this JFET case, output is going to be the drain current, okay, drain terminal. In fact, it is like a collector. Okay, think we have discussed all points. Let me look at the material, and you need to understand here that the transistor action. Okay, so far what we have discussed is can be summarized like this. We understood the transistor action. What is transistor action? So, transistor action is nothing but the control of the current in one part of the device by a voltage in another part of the device is the basic transistor action. This is a basic transistor action. Control of current in one part of the device by varying voltage in another part of the device. Okay. So, this is the basic transistor action. And device here you can call what we have discussed for VGS 0 and negative, that is called as a depletion mode device. Okay. Or sometimes it can be called as normally on. Okay, normally on or depletion device. This device I am talking. So, this can be called as VGS is VGS. We have varied from 0, -1, -V1, -V2. Okay. In yesterday's class we have seen all these things. So, this mode of operation for VGS 0 to negative values like this -1, -2, -V3 like that. If you go more negative values of VGS, that can be called as depletion mode or normally on. Okay, that means transistor is usually on in the depletion mode. That is why it is called normally on. Okay. Which means voltage must be applied to the gate terminal to turn off the device. Now, if you want to make normally, it is when you just operate in the depletion mode with VGS is equal to negative. Okay, it will be normally on. That means VGS is equal to 0 also, the device is on. You can see here VGS is equal to 0, device is on. Just start applying VDS, the current will flow. Now, to turn off this device, this is called normally on device, or so this is normally on. Okay, it is not off, it is normally on. Okay, when you want to turn off this device, turn off in the sense, even if you apply VDS, device should not conduct. For that, you need to apply the large value of VGS here. Okay, so when you apply, we have seen for negative value of VGS. Okay, what happens when the positive values of VGS is applied? Any guesses here? Say VGS is equal to 2 volts or 1 volt, 2 volts, 3 volts. If you go in positive direction, what is going to happen? What will happen to the drain current? I am asking. This is drain current. Will it increase or decrease drain current? VDS is maintained constant, that is maintained small. For small VDS, okay, if VGS is increased in positive direction, what is going to happen? Current is going to increase, right? Look at this, VGS is 0. So, there is, you can see there is a constant resistance in the channel region. For positive VGS, what it may happen? Okay, that means this negative charges, more and more negative charges may induce here. Okay, that means this channel gets enhanced, resistance keeps decreasing, current keeps increasing. So, current keeps increasing. Okay, you may get curve something like this, something like this for higher values of VGS. Yeah, that means we can conclude here now for higher values of VGS, keeping VDS small, though we have started with 0 here. For larger VGS, the drain current keeps increasing. But now what we are trying to say in this case is, okay, this normally on device, I was explaining this to you. So, in normally on device, so this is called normally on. Now, to turn off this, you need to apply more negative VGS, then only device becomes off. So, go for say minus say 5 volts or minus 10 volts, you can operate this in the cutoff. So, then device becomes off, otherwise for 0 also this is on. That is why this device is called as normally on device or depletion mode device. Okay. Okay, with that let us move on to the next diagram here. Next diagram you can see here. So, this is not under our discussion, so we do not use this diagram. Okay, so let us start. This is not, we are not using, this is with reference to the MESFET. So, we will use this diagram. Okay, Now you can see in this diagram here, uh, the same conditions are maintained here. So VGS is again 0. But look at for large value of VDS, we now told VDS sat, saturation value of VDS. For VDS, drain source voltage greater than drain saturation drain source voltage, what is going to happen in the channel? You can see in the channel region, the complete channel region has been blocked by the depletion region, and now you can see there is a constant flow of charge carriers from the source side to the drain side here. Then further you can see there are different notations which we need to indicate here. The region which has been overlapped, that distance we call as delta L here, this distance delta L. Okay. So this is the total channel, the length L, capital L. So you can see that now as you keep increasing this VDS, this delta L keeps increasing. Okay. For small VDS, delta L keeps decreasing. This is delta L I am talking here, this distance here. This distance is delta L. Now depending on the VDS what we apply, this delta L keeps varying. Now delta L is proportional to VDS. Okay. If it decreases, then delta L also decreases. If you go for larger value of VDS, then delta L keeps increasing. Okay, now we will see here what happens for the large value of delta L. When large value of delta L comes into play here, then you can see that it blocks more and more charge carriers and constant current flow will take place here. Blocking means the entire all charge carriers are not they don't get blocked here. This is, you can look at a situation like PN junction under more reverse bias, what is going to happen. So when the charge comes here, then due to the large electric field in this region because of large reverse bias, the charges are swept into the drain side here. Okay. So due to the electric field, so if electron coming here, this is immediately taken to the drain side here because of electric field here. Due to that, once charge this electron appears in the drain, okay, so that results in a current here. But this movement happens at very high speed. Any electron coming here, that will be swept into the drain terminal here. Okay, therefore, so constant rate the electron movement will take place due to the large reverse voltage what we have maintained, and the drain source voltage also, which is quite large here. But this region is depletion region is going to be, it has blocked completely the channel region, and you have seen more pinch off region, and this delta L keeps increasing means the delta L is going towards that source side here. Okay. So the current becomes almost like a constant here. That's why you see a graph, graph what we have shown here, it is becoming constant in the saturation region here. Okay. So here we just want to explain to you what happens to the for larger value of VDS, how exactly constant current is flowing from source to the charges are moving from source to drain, and current is flowing from drain to source. So that we have to show with this expanded view of the diagram here. Okay. The same thing has been illustrated here also. You can go through that whatever we said there. So you can see there is the channel variations we have shown, and current in the channel is going to become constant. Voltage in the channel also varies along the position, and what you are seeing here, the voltage drop here, it's not constant here. So it varies along the length of the channel here. Drop will be very high here, and as you move towards the source side, voltage drop keeps decreasing, and current also here that we have said here with reference to current. The channel current becomes almost constant, but voltage in the channel keeps varying along the position here. If VDS is increased further, that's what we have shown in the diagram, channel get pinch off at drain terminal, then ID becomes constant here. So the drain voltage at pinch off is referred as VDS sat. So this is VDS sat. We already given the explanation for this. For VDS greater than VDS sat, the transistor is said to be in the saturation region, where ID is not equal to 0, because we think that region gets blocked and ID becomes 0, but ID becomes an independent of VDS. In saturation region, any variation in the VDS will not change the drain current here. Okay, so in the expanded view, what we have shown, that is explained here. So for VDS greater than VDS sat, ID is not going to become 0. So for that you need to look into the expanded view. Delta L is the space charged region length, and L is the channel length. And now electrons injected are swept into the drain contact area due to the electric field that we have shown. For delta L is very much smaller than L, the electric field in the N region remains unchanged. So therefore VDS from VDS sat, so therefore ID maintains a constant here. So once the charge carriers are present in the drain region, the drain current will be independent of VDS here. So therefore device behaves like a constant current source here. So this is what we want to say about the basic PN JFET operation. Just go through this in next for examination point of view. This is very important. So they may ask you to explain basic JFET operation with two different scenarios. One with keeping VGS constant and VDS varied. Other thing is keeping VDS constant and VGS varying. So first we have seen keeping VDS constant and VGS is decreased. And second case what we have shown here is VGS is kept constant and drain source voltage is increased in the positive direction. So for that, along with that, we have shown the voltage versus current characteristics, VDS versus ID characteristics for all three cases. So these diagrams and little explanation is very important for examination point of view. Okay, so with that I will stop at this point. Next class I would like to continue with the equivalent circuit, which I will show you in the next class what I will be discussing. These are things not important for your examination, you can study on your own, but what is important and from syllabus point of view I am focusing on those topics. So we don't study even non-ideal effects also. This is also, yes, so this topic is there for our syllabus. We can see here this is equivalent circuits and frequency limitations. This will take up in the next class. Okay, we need to write an equivalent circuit for the MOSFET, which is shown here, and you will get to know that the importance of each and every element used in this equivalent circuit of JFET. Okay, so this is what, and further we will simplify this equivalent circuit, and this is a simplified version. Okay, and little bit of mathematical equations we will take up this with. Lastly, the transconductance we will see with reference to this equivalent circuit. Okay, that will take up in the next class. Okay.